Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of JLD Reactions. Today I'm going to be reacting to Doctor Who Season 2 entitled... What's it entitled? School Reunion. So last week's episode was really good. It was a really good episode. It was about, it was basically about a werewolf. And we found out that werewolves actually are just alien beings that came to Earth hundreds or maybe thousands of years ago. And we also saw the origin of Torchwood, which I have not gotten to yet, of course, obviously. But it's interesting that they're dropping little hints about Torchwood. So, okay, guys, I don't want to ramble too much. So, before we get started, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell. And also, you can get the full reaction to this episode and other episodes on Patreon for $1. Okay. Giles!
Wire and place it in a glass of water. Then I turn on the electricity and measure to see if the water temperature is affected. My question is this: how do I measure the electrical power going into the coil? Someone else. No? Okay. Milo, go for it.
Measure the current ampere using an ammeter and a voltmeter.
2 to Milo. Right then, Milo. Tell me this: true or false? The greater the damping on a system, the quicker it loses energy to its surroundings.
False.
What is non-coding DNA?
DNA that doesn't code for a protein.
65,983 times 5.
329,915.
How'd you travel faster than light?
By Hans and quantum tunnel with an FTL factor of 36.7 recurring.
Huh? I thought Britain had better school lunches than we do.
Maybe you called me home just to call me home.
You think I'd just invent an emergency?
No, you could have done.
That's the last thing I do. Because every time I see you, an emergency just gets in the way.
Ooh.
I've got to go.
What is it?
What you doing?
Calling an ambulance.
No need. She's quite all right. It's fine. She does that.
She's just spontaneous combusted. Well, that wouldn't be spontaneous, would it?
Here. But my improvements aren't confined to the classroom. No. We've introduced a new policy here. School dinners are absolutely free, but compulsory. Do try the chips.
Oh, I'd love to, thank you.
Isn't she from Battlestar
The
Galactica?
transformation you've brought about, it's amazing. I mean, maybe you're working the children a little bit too hard now and then, but I think good results, they're more important than anything.
Exactly. You're a woman of vision, Miss Smith.
Oh, I can see everything, Mr. Finch, quite clearly.
But yesterday I had a 12-year-old girl give me the exact height of the walls of Troy in cubits.
Miss Sarah Jane Smith. Miss Smith is a journalist who's writing a profile about me for the Sunday Times. I thought it might be useful for her to get a view from the trenches, so to speak. Don't spare my blushes.
Hello.
Oh, I should think so.
And you are?
Smith, John Smith.
John Smith. I used to have a friend who sometimes went by that name.
Well, it's a very common name.
He was a very uncommon man. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
So
you.
she used to be a
Yes, very
companion?
nice. More than nice, brilliant.
Wow.
Have you worked here long?
Cool.
No, it's only my second day.
Oh, you're new then. So, what do you think of the school? I mean, this new curriculum? So many children getting ill. Doesn't that strike you as odd?
You don't sound like someone just doing a profile.
Well, no harm in a little investigation while I'm here.
No, good for you. Good for you.
I hope I'm not.
Oh, good for you, Sarah Jane Smith.
Cool.
When I was a kid, I used to think all the teachers slept in school.
Right then, team. Oh, I was going to say team.
Please. Infiltration and investigation? I'm an expert at this. Where's the maths department?
Down there, turn left through the fire doors on the right.
Cool.
Hello, Sarah Jane.
It's you. Oh, Doctor. Oh my God, it's you, isn't it? You've regenerated.
Yeah, half a dozen times since we last met.
You look incredible.
So do you.
I got old.
Mm.
What are you doing here?
Wow.
She's so pretty.
UFO sighting. School gets record results. I couldn't resist. What about you?
Same. I thought you died. I waited for you. You didn't come back, and I thought you must have died.
I lived. Everyone else died.
What do you mean?
Everyone died, Sarah.
Can't believe it's you. Okay. Now I can.
This kind of makes me... Sorry. This kind of makes me want to watch the original series, which I haven't really watched enough of. Like I said, I saw a few episodes when I was a kid, but that was like 20 years ago, so I don't really remember anything. I watched it on PBS. But that makes me want to like go back and watch and see what happened, and I don't know. I like her. She seems like she would have made a really good companion.
Do that. Who's she?
Rose, Sarah Jane. Sarah Jane Rose.
Hi. Nice to meet you. You can tell you're getting older. Your assistants are getting younger.
I'm not his assistant.
No.
Is Rose jealous?
Cool.
Well, obviously they use them in biology lessons. They dissect them. Or maybe you haven't reached that bit yet. How old are you?
Excuse me, no one dissects rats in school anymore. They haven't done that for years. Where are you from? The Dark Ages?
Anyway, moving on. Everything started when Mr. Finch arrived. We should go and check his office.
I don't mean to be rude or anything, but who exactly are you?
Sarah Jane Smith. I used to travel with the doctor.
Oh, he's never mentioned ya.
Oh, I must have done. Sarah Jane, mention her all the time.
Hold on. Sorry. Never.
What? Not even once. He didn't mention me once.
Oh, mate. The missus and the ex. Welcome to every man's worst nightmare.
Maybe those rats were food.
Food for what?
Wait.
Vampires with Giles. Maybe Buffy will show up. No, I'm just kidding. That's not gonna happen.
K9! Rose Tyler, Mickey Smith, allow me to introduce K9. Well, K9 Mark III to be precise.
Why does he look so disco?
Oi! Listen, in the year 5000, this was cutting edge. What's happened to him?
No, Rose.
She was there too.
Did I do something wrong? Because you never came back for me. You just dumped me.
I told you. I was called back home, and in those days, humans weren't allowed.
I waited for you. I missed you.
Oh, you didn't need me. You were getting on with your life.
You were my life. You know what the most difficult thing was? Coping with what happens next, no, with what doesn't happen next. You took me to the furthest reaches of the galaxy. You showed me supernovas, intergalactic battles, and then you just dropped me back on Earth. How could anything compare to that?
All those things you saw, you want me to apologize for that?
No, but we get a taste of that splendor, and then we have to go back.
Look at you, you're investigating. You found that school, you're doing what we always did.
You could have come back.
I couldn't.
Why not? It wasn't Croydon. Where you dropped me off, it wasn't Croydon.
Where was it?
Aberdeen.
Right. That's next to Croydon, isn't it?
I kind of like that they're doing that. They're referring to the old Doctor Who. It's really cool. And the Doctor. I always knew that the Doctor had some assholey tendencies, and after what he did to Sarah Jane Smith, I mean, he could have let her know somehow that he was alright. Left a message. I mean, I get it. They were probably at some type of war. She thought he was dead, blah, blah, blah. But he could have gotten his time machine and just left a note on her bed saying, I can't explain why, or I'm sorry, but I must go, but I'm okay. So at least you can have peace. Nope. Just like Rose, dumped her and took off. Wow. Yeah. Maybe I should watch the episodes with Sarah Jane Smith to know exactly what happened.
Does it matter?
Yeah, it does, if I'm just the latest in a long line.
As opposed to what?
I thought you and me were... I obviously got it wrong. I've been
Yep.
to the year 5 billion, right? But this... Now, this is really seeing the future. You just leave us behind. Is that what you're going to do to me?
No, not to you.
But Sarah Jane, you were that close to her once, and now... You never even mention her. Why not?
I don't age.
Wow.
I regenerate. But humans decay. You wither and you die. Imagine watching that happen to someone that you...
What, Doctor?
You can spend the rest of your life with me. But I can't spend the rest of mine with you. I have to live on. Alone.
I mean, the Doctor has a point. But I do think he cares about his companions, but at the same time, I do think he kind of like shows them the far extents of the galaxy and then just drops them. And it's kind of interesting to see Rose, because you know how Rose is. She dangles the carrot in front of Mickey and like flirts with the Doctor. But now that the Doctor is treating her like she treats Mickey, now she's all upset about it.
That was it.
But we're not even enemies. Soon, you will embrace us. The next time we meet, you will join with me. I promise you.
I know how intense a relationship with the Doctor can be, and I don't want you to feel I'm intruding.
I don't feel threatened by you, if that's what you mean.
Right, good, because I'm not interested in picking up where we left off.
No? With the big sad eyes and the robot dog, what else were you doing last night?
I was just saying how hard it was adjusting to life back on Earth.
The thing is, when you two met, they'd only just got rid of rationing. No wonder all that space stuff was a bit too much for you.
I had no problem with space stuff. I saw things you wouldn't believe.
Try me.
Mummies.
I've met ghosts.
Robots. Lots of robots.
Slivine in Downing Street.
Daleks.
Met the Emperor.
Antimatter monsters.
Gas mask zombies.
Real living dinosaurs.
Real living werewolf.
The Loch Ness Monster.
Seriously?
That gas mask, kids.
Listen to us.
Gas mask people.
It's like me and my mate Shireen. The only time we fell out was over a man, and we're arguing over the Doctor. With you, did he do that thing where he'd explain something at like 90 miles per hour and you go, what? And he'd look at you like he just dribbled on your shirt?
All the time. Does he still stroke bits of the TARDIS?
Yeah, yeah, he does. I'm like, do you two want to be alone?
How's it going? What? Listen, I need to find out what's programmed inside these. What? Stop it.
That can't be.
They've taken them all!
What?
They've taken all the children!
Come on, I need some help.
System restarting. All primary drives functioning.
You're working. Okay, no time to explain. We need to get inside the school. Do you have, like, I don't know, a lock-picking device?
We are in a car.
Maybe a drill attachment?
We are in a car. Power supply failing.
Forget the shooty dog thing.
It's the oil. Krillitane life forms can't handle the oil. That's it! They've changed their physiology so often, even their own oil is toxic to them. How much was there in the kitchen?
Barrels of it.
A little convenient. Oh, yeah, never mind. That makes sense. Like, if she spilled the
kitchens.
oil.
Mickey, what now? Hold the coats. Get all the children unplugged and out of the school. Inside.
That is correct.
Why can't let you do that?
No alternative possible, Master.
Goodbye, old friend.
Goodbye, Master.
Oh.
You good dog.
Affirmative.
Doctor?
We're about to head off, but you could come with us.
I can't do this anymore. Besides, I've got a much bigger adventure ahead. Time I stopped waiting for you and found a life of my own. You need a Smith on board.
Okay, then I could do with a laugh.
Rose, is that okay?
No, great. Why not?
Well, I better go.
Oh, Rose! Okay, that was a low point for Rose right there. Like all this time, maybe I misinterpreted it, but it seemed like she was upset that Mickey was coming along on an adventure. So she wants him to stay in his little box where she can find him when he's convenient, and she needs somebody to stroke her ego. But now that he wants to actually do stuff and come on adventures too, it's like, well, me and the doctor won't be alone anymore, so... For her, Mickey represents like her old, boring, uninteresting life on the council estate in London. Maybe I'm misinterpreting that. Let me finish watching it. Huh?
You're blown up.
The Master rebuilt me. My systems are much improved with new omni-flexible hyperlink facilities.
Oh, he replaced you with a brand new model.
Affirmative.
Yeah. He does that. Come on, you. Home.
Got work to do.
A new, younger girl. But she's still prettier than Rose to me. Guys, that was a fantastic episode. I'm going to say I'm definitely giving that episode a 9. I'm going to say it's one of the best episodes of the show out of all the 2 seasons. It's one of the best episodes. I will put it in the top 5 episodes. I loved it. I didn't even know Sarah Jane, but something about the way they wrote her into the story, it felt like I knew her. And I really felt bad for her. Like I said, they must have done some really good writing, because usually to feel bad for someone, you kind of need to have a little history with them or something. But I've never seen Sarah Jane Smith, so she was completely new to me. But I felt bad for her, like the way the doctor just kind of left her. I get it, he had a war and he couldn't come back for whatever reason. I don't know the details. I'm sure somebody will tell me, but please don't, because you might put spoilers in. But yeah, but I mean, but all this time, he could have zipped into her house and left her a little, because I'm sure he could have found her if he wanted to, and left her like a little note saying, "It's the doctor. I'm sorry I never came back for you. I'm sorry. That that's it, but I'm okay and I'm alive." Something. He didn't do that. It was just like, I don't know. The doctor does seem like he kind of likes to play with women's emotions. And I know that the doctor is going to take a female form later, because I know that was really controversial, but in his male form, he seems to, yeah, I can already tell that he's going to dump. I mean, he's going to leave Rose. Rose is going to decide to leave by herself. Maybe she'll end up with Mickey. Mickey does not need to be with Rose the way she's treated him. No, I can't see that working. That was really good. Now, I will say that the Bat plotline, it was alright. It was just, but for me, that was just in the background. I thought that the true story of this episode was Sarah Jane Smith and her interaction with the group and Rose, and getting to know classic Doctor Who as somebody who really didn't watch it. So that was the highlight of this episode. Definitely a 9 for me. Great episode, fantastic episode. Like I said, they could have taken out the cryolites or whatever they were called, and the episode still would have been very good because it wasn't really about the cryolites. The cryolites or whatever, I'm calling them cryolites because I can't remember what the cryolites, Krylitons, is that it? The Krylitons were there just to serve as an antagonist to get them all together, but really, they really didn't serve any importance to the overall plot, in my opinion. Fantastic episode, great episode, loved it. And I hope that definitely the best episode of the season so far. I hope that the show can keep this type of pacing. Great episode. Okay, guys, that was fun, and I will see you next week. Ciao.